So, Tim, what do you think about the way that I worked with you and the PLT throughout this whole process?
I remember back when I first met you, we did the branding workshop with, at the time, all of my stores directors. You and Irene sort of transformed a lot of people's lives that day. You made them think about themselves in a very different way in their brand, what they brought to the party, how they delivered it, how they packaged themselves. And it was a really, really impactful course, and it sort of stayed with me, obviously, through to when I started in property. Initially, when I contacted you, I thought of that as being a great inroad into helping the team. And especially when we were struggling for a real identity, I thought it would make a big difference. And it really did. I guess what I like about you and what you bring is a real clarity to what you're doing. You're prepared to, I can be a bit challenging, and you're prepared for that challenge, but at the same time, you're able to adapt it and you can build on it as well as challenge back. All of which means that I think what we ended up with was the better for it. I think that you have a really good style in that you can be in the detail with the individuals and you can be really supportive, but at the same time you remain able to take more of a helicopter view and make sure that the overall team is going in the right direction. I think the work that you've done with individuals has been fantastic. And they all value the time that they spend with you. So you have a little bit of a Midas touch with the team, that they all want to spend more time with you, and they feel they get real value from the time you spend, which is a fantastic thing to have. It's certainly not my role to think about things that you might do differently, or although I'd struggle. I think that you do add a significant amount of value and challenge and directional questions that help me in terms of what I was trying to do with the team. There is no idle conversation with you. You are always prompting and questioning and making me think about what is it that I'm trying to do and why am I trying to do that and what's the output going to be and what will that look like and how will you deliver it. You put me on my mettle, so I value it. And certainly the team does, and I know that you've spent time with a number of the wider team now in property, and they would all echo the same thoughts.
Thank you so much. So, Tim, tremendous results that you've had, and what is the next step for your property leadership team in terms of leadership focus?
At a recent meeting, we spent half the day talking about what's the plans for the year ahead. What development opportunities do we see? I guess the general feeling within the team was that a lot of it was about embedding what we already had, that it might be too dangerous to run on to try and do other things without making sure that we've landed everything in the way that we want to. So it felt like a consolidation year, really. It felt like very Tesco-y ways of working, discussions, processing. They wanted to spend more time out with different members of the team. They wanted to spend more time understanding the different elements of what we do so that they were better placed. Interestingly, that one of the big discussions that we had was they want to take a greater responsibility for representing and promoting property out amongst the broader business. So up to now, that's largely been sort of my role. But they all see that they have an opportunity to spend time with other functions and represent property and what we do, so that they see the best of what we're able to do, but also that they buy into that and involve us when they need to. Continuing what we've already started, spending more time, planned time, rather than ad hoc with each other out around stores or other areas that we do. And to the point where we've now started talking about which areas of the business individuals would take as a lead contact to, that they would go out and they would communicate and support with. So.
This must have been music to your ears.
Yeah, well,
this is what you've been working
whether I've
toward.
got a job at the end of it all, but yes, they are the team that we set out to create. There's always more that you'll do, but right now, compared to where we were to where we are today, I'm delighted. It's exactly, I couldn't have expected more than we have.
That's
or asked for more.
fantastic. And, I kind of wish they were all here now because
They'd be making a lot of noise if
they
were.
would be making a lot of noise. There would be lots of joking comments back and forth. But I really have appreciated and enjoyed working with everyone in the team. And so many different unique individuals with their own strengths. And now to hear you say that they want to continue what they've started and have achieved already so much success with is really fantastic to hear. I'm delighted. I know you must be.
Very.
Tim, I've coached a few people for you over the years within the property function. And what I'd like to ask you is what have been the outcomes for you of these projects?
Collectively, I guess, I said right at the beginning, when I came into property, one of the things that you have to learn to manage is the different skill sets that there are, and not by managing people, but the skill sets of the technical elements that they have. Their success is largely because they're just experts in the field. They're not necessarily great communicators, they're not necessarily comfortable in leading teams of people, but they are fantastic in that skill set that they have. So the bit that I can add, and the bit that you've helped support them with, is a better understanding of the impact that they have, how that they can get across their message to people in a positive way, how they can manage people in a way that inspires and generates a desire to want to do more, rather than a telling environment where people feel that they have no choice, they must do. In a very broad, across the piece statement with the people that you've spent time with, I'd say those are specific elements of what they've all got. There's a real confidence level change when I see people that you've spent time with who are, at times, they can be struggling with what they're trying to do, and it shows in lots and lots of different ways, from aggression through to frustration, to people who reserve and go into a quiet place because they really don't know how to take it forward. For all of them, you've been able to, I think what you're really good at is helping them understand their personal worth, and by understanding that, how they can better present that out in the workplace, so that if they value what they do, then other people will value it, but at the same time that they'll buy into what they're trying to do. And I think a lot of what you do gets people into a much better place around understanding themselves and what they bring, which in turn makes them more confident about how they use it and how they get what they need from other people.
Thank you. I'm so glad that comes through, Tim, because that's one of the things that I always work with as a basis. Mindset is so important for anyone to be able to bring their best. And that's one of the first things that I would always focus on in a coaching project and in an ongoing way as well. And that's what I love about coaching people, because it's a privilege to get to work with these extremely talented, intelligent, motivated individuals who just want to do their best for themselves, for everyone in their team and their wider team and the business. And then helping them get through barriers that are keeping them from being able to bring that is, I can't tell you how much I get from that in terms of fulfillment. And thank you again for giving me the opportunities that you have to work with your people, both one-to-one and as a group.
Thank you.